About the kind of game it might be tonight. Our shoot around this afternoon was not as focused as it's been, and then knowing that Northeastern has changed their style a good bit, playing more with an emphasis on guard play and those guys hanging on to the ball and nursing the clock and so many ball screens. Isaiah Tate is one of our better three-point shooters and defenders, yet his wrist is hurting him so much. Really couldn't get it going. So we needed some other guys to step up and just play harder and better. Fortunately, a guy like Patriot Center came in. He helped us in the first half and then helped us a lot in the second half. But as everybody noticed, it's still, Cam Long stepping up and hitting those 2 threes and getting us back the lead and allowing us to play out in front in the last 5 minutes.
Coach, did you know coming in that they were going to be missing their Ryan Pearson?
No, we didn't know that until the starting lineups were reported.
How does that affect, or how would
Didn't
that
affect anything because the young man that replaced him, Marshall Belsky, is almost the identical type player. So that was Mike Morrison's matchup, and they share that center position.
What were your feelings when Northeastern came back early in the second half and took that lead, putting you guys in a position you've been in too often here this year? Yeah,
I was thinking to myself, I wonder who's going to step up and make a couple of big shots. It's been someone different. Cam, it is a lot, but Andre Cornelius, Patriot Center, Ryan Pearson, Luke Hancock, always somebody seems to step up. And my job was to try to find that guy. I played Ike a little bit in the second half early, but I could just see he was not himself. So we went to Vertrail, and we went small with Ryan Pearson at the 5 and Luke Hancock at the 4, and then put Luke at the point as a 4-man to give them a couple of different matchups. And he found Andre Cornelius in the corner, but Andre just jetted to the basket, got up in the air, kicked it to Cam, who buried the 3, and that was really the first kind of offensive possession that we looked like what we normally do.
Can you talk a little bit about the undefeated home streak and just tonight in general? Okay.
Well, what's nice is we've ended the season undefeated. We don't have to worry about that streak again until next year sometime. But these streaks are really. They basically represent all the hard work that these guys have put in since August. I've mentioned it so many times, but they became such good friends during the month of August. 10 days of practice, then the trip to Italy, hanging out with each other, eating meals, sitting around telling stories. We just became a much better team during that month. And it's carried over, and they've been able to overcome a lot of odds. They've overcome adversity at home, on the road, and against some very, very strong opponents, and against a team like Northeastern that had changed its style. So your players tend to think, oh, we're playing Northeastern again. We got to try to tell them, no, this is not the same style of game that we played back in January. And that takes some time to adjust to.
Jim, do you look at a season as 3 parts? The regular season is now almost over, then the CAA tournament and the NCAA tournament. Do you break it down that way?
No, we break it down into much smaller elements than that. We started first with the trip to Italy was one portion of our season, game preparation. Our second was our conditioning in the September to October period. Then was the preseason practice sessions, getting ready for games. Then there's a non-conference schedule that we want to play very well in. And the non-conference schedule is always built around one concept, and that is we want to play a strong enough opponent on a regular basis during the non-conference that if we should be successful, we'll have a chance to be considered for an at-large bid in March. But a lot of the work has to be done in November and December. And then the next is to win the regular season championship and be the #1 seed in the tournament. And then, of course, we've accomplished some of those goals, and we still have many to accomplish.
Whose idea was it for the players to go up after the game into the stadium?
Jay Marsh, I believe.
Yeah.
Jay's been here before any of the buildings. You know? It's probably like 40 years or something like that. And I thought it was wonderful. I mean, our players really appreciate the support they get from the students. Doc Nix and the Green Machine are great. They create the atmosphere in the arena. And tonight, as Cam mentioned, I believe it's true, the largest crowd ever on a weekday game. And we get great crowds on Saturdays. And I think, as I said the last time we had a home game, we need to play more of those. So write that, send it to the CAA office, more Saturday home games for George Mason.
Thanks.
Thanks, everybody.